Hey there guys, so we're here live at Snap Fitness Basildon, 24/7 gym. So as you guys know through the social media posts that we've been putting on recently, tonight's workshop is mainly going to be about mobility and flexibility. So basically I wanted to just talk through a few mobility drills that I like to do when I'm working out. First of all, just want to define what mobility is if a lot of you don't know what it is. Basically, it's the ability to move freely and easily with good range of movement. I find that range of movement is something that a lot of us kind of struggle with. So whenever you're working out, doing your lifts, whether it be squats, deadlifts, bench pressing, lunges, or anything that you're doing, you'll tend to find that you'll have certain parts of your body that will move a lot more freely than the other. That could be down to loads of different things, but I don't want to dwell too much into that. But tonight, what I basically want to talk you through is a few mobility drills. Well, it's more of a total body mobility drill that I'm going to demonstrate, but it's mainly mobility drills on what I like to do on squat day or deadlift day. What I see in a lot of people, especially myself, when doing squats, you'll tend to find that people don't tend to go down too low into their squats and not getting full range of movement. They're doing like partial squats or half squats, or the knees are, let me just demonstrate, where the knees are like going in like so, or their heels are coming off the ground. Now, that could be down to various reasons. Could be down to tight calves, tight glutes, tight hamstrings, tight hip flexors. So it's down to loads of different reasons why you can't get full range of movement in your squats. So what I like to do is I like to start off by doing a bit of foam rolling. So we've got quite a few different foam rollers here at our club. So we've got this one here, the grid. We've got the deep tissue pulse balls. So they're all located on the gym floor. So first of all, what I like to do when I start off, as I mentioned before, I get myself on the foam roller, and then I like to kind of roll myself out with this. Now, a foam roller, the best way I can describe what this is like it's more or less a DIY sports massage that you're doing yourself. You'll find that whenever you're using the foam roller, you'll find certain tight spots in your body. Now, I'm going to show you the correct way of using the foam rollers. You see loads of people when on the foam rollers, they're kind of like rolling onto this, and they're going up and down like so, which is all good, but I'm just going to show you guys the right way of doing it. So if I'm, say for example, if I'm going to train legs today, I'm going to do a squat workout, I'll get in the foam roller, and I like to start off by targeting my IT band. Now, your IT band is from your hip down to your knees, so it's all in one straight line. So I like to loosen out this part, and then I work my way onto my quads, into my hamstrings, glutes, and then to my calves. So I'm going to demonstrate what I do with this. So I start off at the top here. So I place my palm down in this bent position here, so I keep my upper body stabilized. Now my top knee, I put this across, so I've got this stabilizing myself here. Now what I do from here is I just put a bit of pressure onto the foam roller, try not to fall off, and then I try to find like a tight spot or an uncomfortable spot. Once you found that spot, just hold on to there, okay? And then trying to let that pressure ease off. Once that eases off, work your way down your IT band, all the way down until the pressure eases off. What you want to avoid doing is going all the way up and down, rolling like so. Just try and find that tight spot, try and find that uncomfortable spot, and just put pressure onto it. Work your way all the way down your IT band, and then obviously do that on the other side. Now, once I've done my IT band, I like to go into my quads. So the front of my legs here, okay? There's a big muscle here, big surface area, okay? So what I do from there, I lie forwards onto my quads. And I start off at the bottom of my quads, so where the kneecap is here, and then work my way up. Now your quads, they're a very big muscle group, so I like to hit them in different angles. So I start off like so. So where I keep my arms, I keep them here, okay? And then I place the foam roller onto the bottom of my quads. Now, what this supporting leg, what this leg is doing, it can either stay, if I move myself in this position, you can either keep it bent here, But personally, I like to kind of have my legs out. So from there, with a foam roller, I do the same thing, work my way up my quads, find that uncomfortable spot, that tight spot until I feel it release, and then work my way up. Now, as I mentioned before, guys, your quadricep is a big muscle. It's made up of 4 different muscle groups. So when I'm there, I like to move my legs about until I find that tight spot in that area, and then work my way up, find that tight spot, that uncomfortable spot, move my legs around, find it in another direction, so on and so forth. Now once I've done that, I do the same thing. That same principle applies for your hamstrings. So again, with the hamstrings, just put it just below, at the back of your knee. Now you can either have both legs on, but I like to put as much pressure, as much tension going onto those hamstrings. So I like to have that leg on top. What my hands are doing, they're just behind me here, supporting my upper body. And again, try and find that uncomfortable position, that uncomfortable spot, that tight spot, feel it release, and then work my way out. And then what I also like to do, as I find it hits my hamstrings a little bit more, is I like to kind of, my foot position here, I have to kind of put them out or in like so, so I hit my hamstrings in a different angle, feel them loosen out. So you want to spend 5 to 10 minutes foam rolling, and then from there I go on to my mobility drills. So as I mentioned before, I'm making this kind of squat specific. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what I like to do on leg day, when I do my squats. With me, I've got tight hip flexors. So a good way of doing like mobility drills for your hip flexors is I like to kind of get myself in this sort of quadruped position here, and then what I do, I place this leg up like so. So my right knee is to the floor, left knee is up. Then what I do, place my right hand onto the floor, I raise myself up like so. All right, so if y'all can see here, my left leg is up, my right leg is straight here. Now what I do from there, I push my right hip down to the floor. So I feel a bit of a stretch in my hip flexors, which is a muscle just right here, also known as your psoas. And then I like to mobilize it from here. So what I do from there, I like to make real big circles, feeling that stretch. I'll probably do about 4 to 5 circles in one direction, and then I'll change, and then go over to the other direction from there. And then once I've done that, I'll probably do that for about 2 sets, and then I'll swap legs over, like so, okay? So my right knee is up, left knee, left leg is straight, my left hand is planted onto the floor, and then from there, 4 to 5 big circles one way, 4 to 5 big circles the other way. So that's a good mobilizer to do for your hip flexors. Another good mobilizer for your hip flexors as well, and this also targets your hamstrings. So from there, I'll probably go on all fours like so. My bottom knee will be onto the floor, and then I'll post my right leg out as far out it can go. From there, you'll feel a stretch on the inside of your legs, so these muscles here. Now, what I do from there is I'll come over this way so you can see what this leg is doing. I want to try and aim to get my foot reaching up to the ceiling. So from there, I kind of come forward, and then I push myself back, and I point my toes up to the ceiling. So from here, I'm getting a stretch in my calves and also into my hamstrings as well. And then as I come forward, I'm getting a stretch in my hip flexors. So I'm going forward and back. If you can't fully lock out your knees, you can bend your knees if you want. It all boils down to your hamstring flexibility as well, and also the flexibility in your hips. So from there, come forward and back. This I like to do for about 10 to 12 reps for 2 sets. And you will feel this right deep here in your hip flexors. You start to feel it opening up. Once you start to do this, I call this like a scouring technique. And I find when I do this, my hip flexors, and my hamstrings are really, really tight. So I like to go really slow when I'm doing this. So once I've done that, obviously I'll change legs and then go into here. So my right knee's on the floor, my left leg is out. So you see my foot there. So from there, I want to aim to get my foot all the way up to the ceiling, and then I come forward. So you turn your foot up and then back down like so. All right, so that I do about 10 to 12 reps on each leg, 2 sets. Then once I've done that, I'll probably go onto my my upper body to try and loosen out my thoracic spine. You'll find that especially if you're doing back squatting, getting yourself in this position here, okay, where you're grabbing the bar, can be a bit gnarly for some people. That's mainly down to tightness in the shoulders, potentially in your chest, and also in your rotator cuffs. So you do want to try and loosen out your thoracic spine. So your thoracic spine is basically on your back. I can't get this round so you can't see, but basically what I'll try to do from there is to try and loosen that bit out. So what I do from there is I do a few yoga exercises. So from there you got angry cat, scary cat, whatever you want to call it, cat, cow. So from here you want to get in all fours like so. So you want to have your hands in line with your chest, your knees in line with your hips. So from there, just literally just push your spine down to the floor and then raise your neck up. But you want to go nice and slow. And then once you're in this position here, just pop your spine up to the ceiling. So 1 vertebrae at a time whilst you're doing that, nice and slow. You will start to feel like a few cracks in your back when you're doing that, but nice and slow. So this is a good mobilizer for your upper body. I'll probably do this for about 10 to 12 reps, 2 sets again. And then once I've done that, I like to go into like a rotation sort of movement. So from there, I'll keep myself on all fours like so again. Have my hands up here. Okay, from there I'll take a deep breath in, and then I want to aim to get my elbow as high up to ceiling as possible, as I comfortably can, without putting any strain on myself or any discomfort. This will feel a bit tight, but you'll start to feel out your upper body loosening, and you'll feel this all across the mid of your upper back. So again, do about 10 to 12 reps, 2 sets. Once you've done one side, go over to the other side as well. Okay, so that's your upper body done. Now, if you feel like that, you know, your lower body is still feeling a bit tight or whatever, then just go through all those mobilizers that I've just shown you. Now, the next exercise that I want to show you is a mobilizer for your glutes. So here, and also do your hips as well. This is something I like to do if I'm deadlifting as well, so on glutes and hammy days. So from here, I'll go on all fours like so. So basically, this is taken from a stretch, which is this pigeon stretch here. Okay, those of you that do yoga, you guys will know what the stretch is. So this is a good stretch for your glutes, your piriformis. Now, what I like to do with this one, especially if I'm on deadlift day or glutes and hammy days, I like to kind of make this stretch a bit more, well, functional, so to speak. So from there, I'll go on all fours. If you have the upper body strength, go into a press up position. Now, what I do from there is I get this foot, my right foot here, and take it across to my left hip. Drop myself down, I feel that stretch, and then from there, I'll try and go into a bit of a rotation from there. And then come back up, and then take the other leg, sit into that stretch, hold up for a couple seconds, and then twist it from there. Okay? If you're on your knees, that's fine. If you haven't got the upper body strength to hold yourself here, you can go into your knees. But all you're doing is taking this. You can use this hand to yank that foot across and just go into that stretch, and then rotate, and then back into your knees. And from there to here, and then rotate. So these are just a few exercises, mobility exercises that I like to do, especially on leg day. If you guys need help with anything in regards to mobility or anything really, just come and see us at the front desk. When is a good time to do mobility drills? At the start of your workout. You can jump on a treadmill or any of the cardio machines and do a bit of a pulse raiser to get your heart rate up, and then go into the foam roller and then do all of those exercises, those mobility drills that I've just shown you. So do them at the start of your workout. The reason why you want to do it at the start of your workout is mainly because you want to try and get as much range of movement in your body as possible. It prevents you from getting injuries, it helps you with your range of movement, and also helps you with your dynamic flexibility as well. So guys, if you have any questions, in regards to that, just come and see us at the front desk, give us a call, or just grab one of us on the gym floor, whenever you see us around. Anyway, guys, I hope that's helped. I hope you gained something out of this, and yeah, watch out for the next live stream next month. Thanks, guys.